Lonnie, hurry up. We're late again for Between the Studs show.
Man, I hate being late. I'm gonna get Miss Serious. Miss Serious, how long until we get to our destination?
15 minutes and 39 seconds.
Wow, Lonnie, don't you know a shortcut though?
I do know a shortcut.
Take
Hang
it,
in
let's
there.
go.
Okay.
She don't know what you're doing.
Recalculating.
You know what? Just take it.
Recalculating. You are now 31 minutes and 14 seconds from your destination.
Great move.
She's not that sharp.
I heard that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey guys, you know what we're gonna do today? We got to talk about the Internet of Things. So,
I am the Internet of Things.
Wow.
whoa.
Wow.
You know, does she sound like she got an attitude to you guys?
Yes,
She's
she
sitting in
does.
the trunk?
Jeez. Okay, we still got to think about that. So,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Lonnie, what road did you take?
She didn't tell us about that one.
No, you missed
Okay,
that,
hang in
Serious.
there. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Not following directions.
I think we got the right way. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Plug it
We'll
along.
get there.
I trust you, Lonnie.
Yeah, me too. Especially her.
Yeah.
Have the three of you picked up jewelry for Mother's Day?
Sure. Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure we did.
We're good.
Sending a text to your wives now.
Ruh-roh.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
She is one smart gal, but she's also got an attitude.
That is an attitude.
Hey, you know what? See if she can open up the garage door for us. It's raining outside. See if she can do that for us.
Serious, lady? We're getting close. Can you open that garage door? We don't want to get our hair all wet.
First of all, my name is Siri. If you had addressed by the proper name, you would get more intelligent answers.
Oh.
Ruh-roh.
Secondly, if you were at your house instead of the neighbor's, I would open the garage door.
Oh. Let's go back
Back
around.
this thing up. Let's get out of here before they know we're here.
Oh, they're here.
I don't know about you guys, but wasn't she a little snotty today?
Oh, I thought she was grouchy.
I don't want to turn her on
grouchy.
anymore. Whew, that
She
was-
knows everything.
She does. So she's like she's everywhere, too.
What was that?
That should teach them.
Wow.
Man.
Whew, let's go. Phew. My nerves are shot.
Guys, this Internet of Things can be so fun and so helpful. I want you to watch this. Watch this. Fireplace on.
Nope.
Fireplace on. Your fireplace on.
Do I detect attitude?
Where'd that come from?
What was that?
Sounds like Miss Serious.
If you ask in a nice voice, I'll help you.
Fireplace on.
Thank you.
Wow.
It works. I'd like to give everybody another invite to come out and see us over here in Flutter Road. Now, JR, you've got a couple ideas too. What do you think that the Internet of Things might mean to the public?
Yeah, I think we've got a pretty good definition that we've written down here. So we're just going to read the definition. It's a scenario in which objects, animals, or people are all provided with unique identifiers and the ability to transfer data over a network without requiring human-human or human-to-computer interaction. So the internet, as it evolved from where Luke started, required us as humans to enter in all the information and data that was there, which required a lot of time, energy, and had a lot of inaccuracies as human beings. Now, our objects are able to communicate with themselves much more quickly, give us much more accurate data, and saves us a lot of time.
So a simple way to say it is the products are actually becoming smarter than we are. And I think, Tony, you've got a pretty good definition of how cars are becoming smarter than we are.
It's amazing. If you remember 10 years ago, we had to physically turn on the radio in the car.
Oh, yeah.
Now I can actually receive emails from the car about once a month that tells me exactly what my tire pressure is, what my oil life is, if there's anything that may need to be repaired on there, and it will go as far as asking me if I want to schedule an appointment with who is the closest dealership to where I am at that time. So the car is actually taking all the information, sending it to me, and then it can also set everything up as well.
Amazing. I'll tell you what let's do. Let's all break off and talk about some of your favorite products that are actually applicable today and how we're using them over here at the Next Step House. Let's go.
Granite Ridge Builders has hundreds of floor plans to choose from, all of which you can custom design to accommodate your personal needs. But what if you have your own plan or ideas? That's okay. Our 3 professional on-site draftsmen are ready to take your ideas and turn them into a reality. Just give us a call or shoot us an email. We look forward to meeting with you to custom design your next dream home.
Granite Ridge Builders, Northeast Indiana's #1 villa builder, is excited about all these opportunities we have for you as it relates to villas.
We have lots starting from $32,900 located southwest, northwest, and northeast.
We also have villas from the 160s right on up.
We have move-in ready villas starting at $199,900.
We'd also love to sit down with you and design that particular floor plan that's going to meet your needs.
Give us a call today or visit our website. We'd love to talk to you.
Hi, my name is Joe DeGregory. You see me on the Between the Studs show many times. I would like to meet you in person. I work an open house every Sunday from 1 to 4. A little bit about myself, if I may. I've been building homes for 27 years now, I'll bet. Anyway, I kind of call myself a building in the country specialist. Doesn't mean that's all I'll do with you, but if you're looking to build in the country on acreage, let me come out, walk that ground with you, give you a little bit of a builder's perspective about what we think. Maybe the house will be good there, the septic over here, well, length of stone driveway. We'll talk about all that, but don't think that's all I do. If you want to get your very first home, a nice little cute 3-bedroom ranch on a slab and an addition in a particular school system, be tickled to death to share that with you, help you pick out that lot, pick out that floor plan, and maybe let's tweak that thing a little bit so we get it just right for you. I'd love to work with you, love to meet you, and my phone number, you can always dial me directly, is 260 area code, and the rest of it is 710-5633. Sometimes a fun way to do that is 710-JOE-D. I look forward to working with you. Thank you very much.
Today we're talking about the Internet of Things. We've already kind of defined what the Internet of Things is. The Internet of Things is going to roll out in about 3 phases, and they're going to kind of overlap each other. The 3 phases are going to be, the first phase is introducing as many objects as we can to be able to connect to the Internet. The second phase is going to be allowing those objects to talk to each other. And then the third phase is finally going to be all of those products working together in one harmonious environment. So those phases are going to continue to evolve.
So what phase would you say we're at right now?
I think we're still in that second phase right now where those...
Second to transition to third, somewhere in, yeah, somewhere there, yep, I agree.
And some of those objects now are starting to be able to talk to each other, and you're going to explain some of those products today. Can you tell us about some of the ones that are available right now?
Yeah, we mentioned in a previous episode, villas, lake places, places where you're not spending a lot of time. You can actually remote in and shut the water off if needed. So if you know the weather's getting down into the negative temperatures, maybe you want to shut that water off just in case you'd ever have a frozen pipe or anything go wrong. You can do that from anywhere you have internet in the world. So now that's just one aspect of that remote access. That you can mess with your thermostat, turn it up and down. You can turn lights on and off.
Thanks for the ride, Kayla.
Of course. Now, Elizabeth, here's one of my fears. My fear is going into a dark house. So how can this Internet of Things help me with that?
Well, this is geofencing, so you can have your house programmed to you specifically.
Okay.
So when you're pulling up, your garage door can go up automatically. Your lights can start turning on, just so you have that security. You're not walking into a dark home. Or the convenience, your arms are full, you don't want to be flipping on lights and switches.
That would be huge for me.
When it comes to this Internet of Things, that remote access, it relies on a centralized brain. So that brain is what controls it all. And this Internet of Things, everybody agrees that brain is going to become a very important part. Think of like the computer we have today. It's a computer, but again, you don't necessarily need that human interaction with it. And most experts agree that the thermostat is probably going to be that brain. It's going to be all tied into one, so that way you don't have to have a separate thing down in your mechanical room or hanging on your wall.
Elizabeth, my husband refuses to call a service guy when something is wrong. How can this washer and dryer help me with that?
Well, the great thing about these is they actually have a code. So if something is wrong, a code will come up on the screen, and it will either be in your manual, or you can call your service repairman and tell him the code and he'll know what it is. So it could be an easy fix that doesn't require a repairman, but it tells you exactly what the problem is and you can fix it.
Just another way that things are thinking for me and I don't have to. It's great.
Now, another exciting thing is, now I mentioned in the opening that I'm really excited for the next few years of building, because this is just going to change completely how we look at building the houses. It also, think of it on a larger scale. Cities are going to become smarter too. They're going to embrace the Internet of Things. Goshen, Indiana, we do a lot of building in Goshen, Indiana. They're cutting edge, believe it or not. Their water department, the water meters, just send a signal to the water department what the water meter is reading at that moment. So they don't need to have the guy drive around and get the meter readings.
Wow.
So they're gonna do that with trash cans. You roll the trash can out to the curb, there's a little GPS signal in your trash can. It'll alert the city when your trash can's full and when to come pick it up.
And I think you told me about a city, maybe with Singapore, that's actually going to be able to integrate the cars with the traffic lights to be able to keep a consistent flow of traffic.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to completely change how effective the traffic patterns are. And if there is an accident, it'll automatically tell the cars and it'll reroute it with the GPS in the cars. So that'll not only become safer, but more efficient as well. Now, one of the things you mentioned, the phases, is all these products, all these things in our houses communicating with themselves, with or without human interaction. Now, one of the cool things, let's put this in a real life scenario. Let's say smoke or a fire breaks out, the smoke detectors kick on. As soon as that smoke detector kicks on, it communicates back to the thermostat. It tells the thermostat, shut the furnace off. Then it also communicates to the gas meter. It shuts the gas meter off for a safety issue.
Sure.
Then it takes it a step further and it communicates with your irrigation on the outside, and it turns on that system that's surrounding your house, so that way if there is a fire, it keeps it maybe from spreading neighbor to neighbor, or limits the damage to the house until the fire department can get there. So that's just one example of how this can communicate, and that's without you're getting out of the house because of the fire.
Sure.
This is doing it all behind the scenes. So that's kind of the wave of the future. And like we mentioned here at the Next Step House, you can see a lot of this stuff, actually working with or without somebody hitting a button.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
now I think we're going to turn it over to Kayla and Elizabeth, and they're going to talk a little bit about how it's going to affect the kitchen.
We're here in the kitchen, the heart of the home, and there's a lot of new products or things on the market to make our life easier. For example, the crock pot.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the difference here.
I love this crock pot because the biggest issue I would have is I would set it at 8 o'clock in the morning, but if it needed to turn off at noon, I had no way to do that when I was at work. So now I can have access on my phone when I'm at work, when I'm at the gym, wherever I'm at, and I can tell it when to turn on, when to turn off, so that dinner is always ready whenever people come home.
Go from low to high. This is on the market now and available, and it's really reasonable. It's about $129.
Which is, it's a huge convenience, well worth it.
It sure is. Now another product in the home that is changing a lot is our refrigerator.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about what we're going to see in the future.
You're going to see, some of it's even out now, where when you put your milk or your ketchup, anything in there, your refrigerator is going to scan what is in there, and it's going to tell you when it's out. It's going to tell you when something's getting low, and you should be putting it on your grocery list. I mean, things like that, just the convenience of it all. It's stuff that you don't have to think about, and it's going to tell you what you need.
That's really amazing. I'm sure eventually it'll also tell you when something's expiring.
I would hope so. I would even want it to tell me about 5 days before that, so I remember to use it too.
Exactly. Now I've seen some where they have a screen on the front and it will give you an update. It may tell you it's time to take out the trash or you need to do your homework. So another convenience in life.
All those helpful reminders of things that we might just forget about, and it's just speaking to us what we need to do every day.
Life will be easier. Now tell me about the oven here.
The oven, it's kind of the same thing as the crock pot. I can work the temperature, the power, and that way when my family's coming home, things are ready even if I don't have time to do it right beforehand. So hopefully this is
Hey
something.
guys, I realized I forgot to tell you guys something
You're
in my
cutting
segment
it.
with
We were
Jared.
talking about-
I know, but it's an important
on a
topic.
roll.
It's an important topic. Now, we've mentioned a lot of these sensors. People keep using this word sensor. I want to kind of explain that a little bit more. So when we talk sensors, most people may think of like the security sensors. When you walk into a house, they might be up in the corner. These sensors that are starting to be developed are much, much more small, and they're more inconspicuous. And they also can do quite a bit. Let's use the kitchen for an example. Maybe there's a sensor mounted in here. Now that sensor will monitor the temperature. It can communicate back to the thermostat. So if you're in here cooking for 4 hours, generally you're producing a lot of heat. And if it's noticing that motion, it's saying, hey, thermostat, there's somebody in there, it's getting to 76 degrees. Let's kick on the AC and cool it down. It will also monitor the indoor air quality. So we've talked about VOCs, volatile organic compounds. It monitors that. So maybe you're cooking something that's pumping a lot of VOCs, and it might tell the fan to kick on and exchange the air in the house to make it at a healthy level. So it does temperature, VOCs, it can do light pollution, noise pollution. So if you're running that sweeper, it might send you a text that says, hey, the noise level is getting too loud. You need to, adjust, maybe put on some ear protection. So these sensors are they're expanding what they're capable of, and they all, again, communicate with each other. So like we mentioned with the car, the sensor in the cars, it communicates all back to that brain, gives you the heads-up display of what's wrong. These sensors are going to do the same thing for houses.
And all of the things that we don't have to think about anymore.
Exactly.
Just improving our quality of life.
Yeah. Guys, I think Tony and Lonnie are somewhere around here trying to wrap their heads around this Internet of Things. We better go check in on them.
Okay, sounds good.
Welcome to the Innovation Home Gallery built by Granite Ridge Builders. We're out here on Flutter Road, and you can visit us every Sunday between 1 and 4. If you've been watching us on In Between the Studs, you've probably seen a lot of amazing things that you really maybe even didn't know existed. We put an awful lot into this house, focusing basically on 3 main elements. 1 being energy efficiency, 2 home automation, 3 being interior design. Come visit us on a Sunday between 1 to 4 or arrange for your own personal tour. When you do, I'll be able to show you how we have no energy bills or no heating and cooling bills at this house. I can show you how we can use our iPad to control the entire home, and I can show you how the HGTV furniture series is out here for display. Between those 3 things, they're very unique elements that you're not going to find anywhere else in the Midwest. So be sure to call today, visit our website, and arrange a chance for you or your group to come out here to visit the home. It's an experience unlike any other available in the Midwest, and I'm happy to show it to you.
Lonnie, we were talking about products and how they can save us money and also improve our lives. I heard you got 2 examples here. Now one, we were talking about maybe assisted living and how we could save some money that way. Give me some examples of what that would be.
There's 2 ideas here at this front door, two actual products. One is the camera, and the other is the lock itself.
Okay. So explain the camera to me.
Okay, yeah, the camera is going to tell us anytime somebody comes to this front door or anytime anybody leaves, we're going to be notified on our iPhone or our iPad who that person is and whether we want to recognize them or not.
Okay, so you're saying, let's say we've got an elderly person that we want to monitor at least who's coming to their front door,
right?
And we're over in Australia. Is it possible for them to know who's at that front door?
Yes, we'll know who that person is, and then we're going to make the decision whether we're going to let them in the house or not.
That's pretty amazing. Now, what would you say the cost of that would be?
That's only about $100, maybe $150 total.
Well, I'll tell you, that's very, very reasonable for a lot of applications, isn't it?
It is also security just in general. It's good for a lot of people.
Now, tell me about the lock system.
Okay, this is a keyless lock. It takes a code, you put your code in, your own personal code, and that's going to allow you to go into the house. It's also potentially going to inform somebody else, like a mom or dad, who went in and who went out.
Okay, so let's say the kids are coming home from school. Is it a way for the parents to monitor what time they get there and who is there?
Yes, every child would have their own code. So you're going to know who that kid is and when he came and when he left.
So in other words, if they're not there at 3:30 and they're supposed to be there at 3,
They're
we'll
going to
at
be in
least
trouble.
know and we can find out.
We're going to know. And again, only $200. So very affordable options that will improve our lives and help us.
Yeah, so
along
here's
the
where
way.
the Internet of Things is very applicable and also can save us a lot of money.
And I even understand how to use these
Me
things.
too.
So
Now, I've heard the guys have some other products. Let's go see what
check
they're
it out.
talking about next.
Joe, did I just tell you what I decided to do a little bit ago with my golf?
No, you're always doing something. What did you do this time?
That's always fun. You know, this time of year, you kind of look to see some of those new golf clubs that are out. So I thought, you know, I'd go over and kind of do a little bit of test on the golf swing, see what it looked like and all that things. And one of the things they started doing was to test through some of the sensors, the golf swing speed, the rotation of the ball, and all that.
How'd that turn out for you?
Well, it was kind of interesting because some of the newer clubs picked up some better, actually, some trajectory angles and faster speed swings.
So the new one was actually better than your old one, which you were hitting pretty sweet.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
And though what I've kind of learned about that is that some of these same sensors that they were using there on at the golf simulator, we can also apply right here to the house on Flutter Road.
That's true, David. One that's near and dear to me is the older I get, the more times I have to get up in the middle of the night, take care of business. Last time I did, I stubbed my toe about twice getting to that bathroom.
You know, Joe, I got the same problem. I've been having that for a little while also. So, you know, I understand there's actually some sensors out now that senses when we get out of bed, okay, and they will light up the path for you with some extra lighting to get to head you right to the bathroom, right where you need to go.
Sweet. Sweet. Another sensor I'd like to have. I can't tell you how many times in a week I go to bed and I've left that garage door wide open.
That's another sensor that we have that's available that you can actually, right there by your bedside, just check to see if the garage doors are open or closed, if there's extra lights on in the house. It will tell you immediately right from the bedside.
Oh, that's sweet. That basement light is on 24/7, it seems like, for me.
Exactly. And then looks like, Joe, you might also have something there in your hand that might help a little bit with our gardening.
I tell you what, green thumbs are hard to come by, but this might help a little bit. This is called Flower Power, not to be confused with Woodstock.
Yep.
What this does is you can put this in a plant, maybe put it in your landscaping out there. It senses the moisture content of the soil, sends you a little email message, reminds you what's going on about that. Maybe it needs a drink, maybe it's got too much.
Oh, that's a good idea because I know I always overwater my plants every year.
Do you? That's not good for them. I know. Yeah, here, you need this.
Hey, thanks.
You're welcome.
Lonnie, if the cameras that we were talking about maybe become too invasive for some people, I heard you've got a really good idea, and you're using it for your mom, of what they can do on something else besides having the camera.
Right, now they're actually putting sensors in the fabric, in the flooring itself. And like right now, my mom is really struggling to walk on her own. So my sister is very, very comfortable that with the sensors now, if mom falls or shuffles, she's gonna know that.
Sure. So in other words, that makes you a little bit of peace of mind. It'll tell you either by text and or by iPhone
alert,
or by iPad.
Right, and it's not all that expensive.
Huh, that's amazing. So here's another great idea of how the Internet of Things or products can actually help better our lives.
They sure do.
Lonnie, here's a product that we really haven't talked much about in the House of Technology over in Flutter Road. I can control my mini blinds through just a remote. Tell me how that might be an example of the Internet of Things.
Well, first of all, there's a light sensor in the mini blinds, and they're going to self-adjust automatically based on where the sun is. So in the wintertime, you want the sun, so they're going to raise. In the summertime, when you want to block the sun, they're going to lower.
So actually, with the sun, it'll actually follow the sun and thereby save me money through energy costs.
Exactly.
Okay, now on this house, you also have a 2-foot overhang versus the normal 1-foot overhang.
Right.
Why did you do that on this House of Technology?
And again, we're looking at light and sun and heat, and the overhang allows some blockage, particularly in the summertime, that blocks the sun, which blocks the heat, makes the home more efficient.
Okay. Now speaking of solar, what did you do here that would be an example of the Internet of Things?
There's 3 solar systems in the Next Step house. One of them actually creates electricity, and we've got sensors that tell us how many kilowatts of power we're generating every day, which is very helpful. We know whether we can turn the lights on and how much we can use. We've got a sensor on the domestic hot water system that tells us literally what the temperature is at the panels themselves, so we know whether we're generating hot water and whether we can take 3 showers and how long those can be. A lot of things that help us.
So you're saying you could take this and you can show me right here what the temperature of that thermal is, and let's say we would be in Dallas, Texas. we can monitor this house through this and change our features if we need to.
Absolutely, very easy, and they've made things so simple to work with today that even a guy like me can use them.
Well, I'm not technologically advanced. Could you show me real quick how this works again?
Yeah, where's the on button, Tony?
Okay, here, I wait if you get.
Oh, hey, it must be 11:35. The blinds are automatically coming down.
Guess what? We're saving money already.
We are.
In fact, we can monitor that on here. It'll tell us how much we're saving.
We can.
Not bad.
Granite Ridge Builders has hundreds of floor plans to choose from, all of which you can custom design to accommodate your personal needs. But what if you have your own plan or ideas? That's okay. Our 3 professional on-site draftsmen are ready to take your ideas and turn them into a reality. Just give us a call or shoot us an email. We look forward to meeting with you to custom design your next dream home.
Hello, I'm Tony Depker, and I'm one of the new home consultants at Granite Ridge Builders. Each and every Sunday, I'm going to be in Cambridge Crossing. That's in Columbia City, where we've got 2 great new developments going. It's not only Cambridge Crossing, it's also Chesapeake Landing. I'm sitting in a beautiful Clearbrook model. It's a 2-story, master's on the main floor, plus it's got a basement underneath it. I would love to show you this home, or any type of home that you would be looking for, because Granite Ridge Builders is a custom builder. We can do everything. One thing that we really believe in is your imagination. If you can think it up, we can figure out a way to do that. And that's what I love helping people do. Make their imagination, their dream, their goal of this home become a reality. Whether you're looking for a house payment of $650 a month or you're looking at $1 million home, we have a way that we can make your creativity into your reality. Give me a call if you can't come out, 260-402-0690. Once again, Tony Depker, 260-402-0690. I really look forward to meeting you, and thank you for your time.
Hey, thank you guys for trying to help everybody understand what this new Internet of Things is. I don't know about you, but it is so interesting that we used to put everything into our iPads and computers. We do the work. Now these products are becoming smarter than we are.
Well, and that wouldn't be hard.
No, actually it wouldn't for us, would it?
Not at all.
And it's so exciting that out here on Flutter Road at the Next Step House, that we have more than 500 gadgets and things that you can look at and see, touch, and feel. We'll talk to you about pricing as it relates to the Internet of Things. By the way, I think it's already smarter than me.
Oh, that wasn't hard.
Probably you as well, but anyway.
Well, anyway, we want to thank all of you for tuning in and sharing your time with us today. If you'd like to know a bit more about who we are, what we do, and why we do what we do so well, please visit our website, call our office, or even better yet, come on in the front door. We'd love to meet you. Man, we got so much more to learn, don't we?
We do. Actually, you young guys have to help us program some more. We've got another 100 products coming in, so you guys need to help us program something.
Thanks, everybody.
I'm going to take her over again, so
That will teach you.
Let's get that more time.
Leave her in the car.
That is a little spooky.
One more.